When I found out my fiancé, Elliot, had let his female student move into his campus apartment, I didn't scream. I didn't demand answers, nor did I throw a glass face against the wall like I would have months ago. Instead, I quietly deleted his number, blocked him on every app, and accepted my company's transfer to their Zurich office. We met again 5 years later at an industry symposium. I was there as a venture capital partner representing one of the leading research labs. People I hadn't seen in years flocked to my table the moment they recognized me. Daphne, my God, Elliot has been looking for you everywhere. He's been like a ghost these past 5 years, completely lost without you. I frowned slightly, looking up just in time to see Elliot walk through the double doors, flanked by a small crowd of colleagues. 5 years had elevated his academic standing, but it had carved deep lines between his brows. He looked hollowed out, the sharp, vibrant edge he once carried replaced by a dull, gray exhaustion. Everyone in our circle knew about our history and the legendary depth of his regret. Intending to be helpful, they orchestrated the seating chart so we were placed right next to each other at the banquet. I treated him like a stranger, but the look in his eyes was a storm of raw, unshed grief. After what felt like an eternity, he whispered my name. Daphne, how have you been? Good, I replied, my voice level. I've been really good. I kept my tone clipped and polite, the way you speak to a stranger you bump into on the subway. But beneath the surface, my chest was tight. Elliot and I had been childhood sweethearts. We grew up on the same tree-lined street, went to the same schools, and slid into a relationship as naturally as breathing. An engagement soon followed. But after the ring was on my finger, our careers pulled us apart. He was climbing the tenure track. I was putting in 80-hour weeks at my firm. I thought the distance was just a temporary tax we paid for our future, until he started talking about Summer. Elliot had always been fiercely private. He insisted we keep our relationship out of his professional life. No visits to his office, no public displays of affection. Yet he let Summer loop her arm through his on-campus. He let her tease him in front of his colleagues. At first, I brushed it off. He was her advisor. She was a brilliant, struggling student. But then came our 5-year anniversary. He left me sitting alone at a candlelit table to rush to campus because Summer was having an emotional crisis. I lost my mind. I told him we were done. But Elliot, proud, stoic Elliot, dropped to his knees on our living room rug, tears streaming down his face as he begged me not to leave. Daphne, please, there is nothing between us. She's an orphan. She has no family, no one to look out for her. I'm just trying to keep her afloat. Please believe me. Don't end this. I looked at him, and all I could see was the boy who used to share his lunch with me on the school bus. I softened. I forgave him. And then I forgave him again and again, accepting his excuses every time he bailed on me because Summer needed him. Until the day I came home early from a business trip. I wanted to surprise him at his university apartment. I didn't even go back to our place first. I dragged my suitcase straight to campus, exhausted but excited. I unlocked the door, and the air left my lungs. The apartment, which had always been a sterile expanse of gray and black, was filled with warmth, fairy lights, plush pillows, cozy throws, and Elliot, who used to snap if I even rearranged his bookshelves, was holding a stuffed animal, asking Summer with a soft, teasing smile where she wanted him to put it. I stood frozen. When my brain finally forced my legs to move, I stepped back out into the hallway. Why is your student living in your apartment, Elliot? He shrugged, completely blind to the boundary he had crossed. Summer's tuition is high, and her part-time job barely covers groceries. I rarely sleep here anyway. What's the big deal? A big deal? We were the ones paying her tuition. Ever since Elliot took her on, we had been quietly sponsoring her expenses out of our joint account. And as for him, rarely sleeping there, that was only true when I was in town, whenever I traveled. That apartment was where he